Good morning. Welcome to the 2023 Bell Canadian Track and Field Championships.
How about that? Damian Warner opening up Athletics North. Rob Pizzo, world champion. Perdita Felicien back in studio. And yeah, national championships, another one in the books. We saw some surprises, we saw some not so surprises, and we saw some really interesting stories. So we're gonna try to hit a whole bunch of these. And let's start with the things we kind of expected. Camryn Rogers and Ethan Katzberg both winning in, the hammer throw, both setting championship records. Sarah Mitton defending her title in the shot put. Marco Rope, of course, winning again, third time in the 800. Alysha Newman. I mean, the list goes on and on. So it's perfect that we have you in. You've done this, 10-time Canadian champion. How do you keep yourself kind of motivated on title 6, 7, 8? I mean, I don't mean to diminish this. I really don't, but it's one of those things where if you keep winning, it's tough to keep yourself motivated.
Yeah, but I think what it is everyone tells a different story. And even the athletes that you listed, whether they're winning their 5th like Alysha or their 2nd or their 3rd, they'll tell you that there's something different about each one. Their mentality, what it means to them. I remember in 2006, Priscilla Lopes was on my back, Angela White was on my back. Like, I wasn't having a great season. No one expected me, to do much. And I came in there, I'm like, oh no, this is my house. Excuse y'all. And I came out there and I put it down because I wanted to. It was home, and to me that meant something.
Okay, let's shift gears to the men's 100. You talked about people winning multiple times. Aaron Brown takes the title. Always kind of in the shadow of someone else we're going to talk about in a few minutes. But your thoughts on this one, because it's always interesting when you have someone who, is right there and maybe in another era is the superstar, but isn't. 5th title for Brown.
Yeah, 5th for him. Like, he's just consistent. And you know what I love about Aaron? I'm gonna use a corny joke. He stays in his lane, okay? He stays in his lane.
Really?
Yes, he does. He focuses on his fan base, he focuses on his family, and he focuses on himself. He doesn't care what shadow we talk about, who's shining, brighter or whatever. He does him, and that's why he's so consistent. That's why he makes finals. That's why he's such a huge part of, Canada's, sprint dominance right now, especially in that relay program. So, it was really nice to see him pull out his 5th one.
So I mentioned surprises off the top. We've been talking a lot about what these athletes did in Langley, BC.
Yeah.
Something that didn't happen was Andre De Grasse hitting the qualifying time in the 100. Doesn't even make the final, finishes in 9th. I was texting with your husband, Morgan Campbell, who's usually in that seat, and this was our entire conversation. I just said, wow, and he said, right?
Yeah.
For two guys that talk, that's all we could say because of the shock that we were feeling.
Yeah, he's in Vegas, and I got probably the similar screenshot of like, wait, are we seeing this result? Andre didn't make it to the final. And I think it sent shockwaves through the track community. I think your favorite psychic could not have predicted that Andre De Grasse, one, wouldn't make a 100-meter final in Canada and also wouldn't have qualifying mark to make it to the World Championships. I think he's been off course for a while. So he showed us there that he is where he has been for most of the season. So I think for Andre, there is a lot of just tinkering off the track that he still has to do in the 100 meters. But the 100 meters is not his best event. He's the Olympic champion in the 200 meters. Andre's strong suit is not necessarily his talent, because everyone's talented. It's here. That's, to me, what he's the best at, his mental game. So I think he went home, he had a day in between that 100-meter disappointment and the 200-meter prelims. I think he went home, looked himself in the mirror, said, do you know who you are? Okay, maybe he didn't do that. Okay, I do that. But he did that.
With the point and everything, huh?
Exactly, the point. And I think what he said is, you're the Olympic champion. You go out there and you hand it to them. And I really believe the only reason he shaved 3/10 off his 200-meter season best this season is because of what happened in the 100 meters. I don't think it would have happened otherwise. And so I go back to my point. It's not what he can do physically. It's that mental thing that he can summon, that kind of race competitive instinct that he knew this is your last shot, your last ticket to make it.
And I think that's why it was so surprising. We've seen him struggle before during the season. And what always happens when the lights are the brightest
He turns it on.
He turns it on. And this is the first time we've seen him not turn it on when he needed to do it. He just had to make a number, and he didn't do it. I think that's the biggest surprise for a lot of people.
I think there's a couple things. I think one, and some people say, no, don't use this as an excuse. This is not an excuse, but he has a new coaching situation, right? So he's now in Orlando. He's been with this new coach, I think, since December. There's some adjustment. Andre's had some, big right toe injuries.
Yeah.
As someone who's a hurdler, someone who's been a sprinter, there's so much energy that goes through that. And if you're still reeling and dealing with that and nursing it, you're gonna lose a lot of momentum, which I think he has. But what happened, I think, and helped him is when he turns it on, is because there's something on the line. There's something at stake. And he turned it on the 200 and we saw that brightness. We saw that Andre that we know. Now, here's the test though. So you did it in Langley when you were really desperate for it. What do you do in the next 3 weeks between now and the World Championships? Are we gonna see Andre De Grasse that has 6 Olympic medals? I think we will. I think this might have been, I like this one, Rust Buster, right? We call it the one where you just really got to get it out there. And I think this has done a lot for his confidence. It's probably done a lot for his coach's confidence in their plan and their programming to know all is not lost. There's still more there.
And now we've got Budapest World Championships on the horizon. And yes, Andre will be there competing, as you mentioned, in the 200. And of course, in the relay. We will keep you up to date on all that and everything in between on Athletic Story. Thanks as always, Perdita.
Pleasure.
Hey everybody, if you like that video or other videos talking about track and field with people like Perdita Felicien, it's pretty simple. Like the video first off, and if you want to see more, subscribe to CBC Sports. Click it.